Just a walk. So tell
My
me.
wife hears that I said about sex with a lot of women. She's gonna fucking give me hell. That's what we have to live on. Isn't that sick? It's just sick.
I think maybe God made us this way so that like there's this tension between men and women, and it's it's a check on our
I think
our
God
libido.
should relax that a little bit. Give us a break at this point. Who gives a shit? So someone gets laid or a blowjob. So what? Fucking Al Gore, you know, he's got to be up on charges because he groped the masseuse while he was naked anyway. And now he's got to. Some guy gets, you know, it's the ones who get caught, you know, the anti-fag guys, which are the funny that you enjoy and you root for. The guys who spend their careers trying to stamp out homosexuals, and then get caught with a rent-a-boy. That's different.
Let's just walk down the street.
But all these guys, just, you know, Larry King, anybody. The poor guy just wanted to get laid or something, and he has to sort of be a career ender for him because he suddenly had some girlfriends in the background. Tiger Woods. It's just sick.
You've never visited Israel, but you've got a friend who used to be in the JDL who wants you to go.
Yes, and I don't want to go with him because I'm afraid I would end up in. There's no telling what kind of confrontations it would lead to. He's just trying to get me in a brawl. He's always trying to get me to come out and brawl with him. I'd rather, you know, I'm not religious, but the older I get, the more fascinated I become with history, and how could you not be, you know, the idea of going to Israel and, well, seeing all those Jewish girls. Did you ever see what the girls in the IDF look like? Yeah,
they look great because they got all that training and exercise, and they're slim, trim, great shape.
Beautiful army. Imagine being attacked by like hundreds of, you know, super soldiers who are beautiful women. It's like Jewish Charlie's Angels coming at you with M16s. My God. But the you know, to walk the streets of Jesus in Jerusalem and feel the vibe. You know, if you like old culture and old buildings or something, my God, that's got to be overwhelming to see that in Israel, like it is in France or in Italy. You know, seeing in America when we have an old building, if we have something from the 19th century, it's a miracle. You know, something from the 1920s is like our ancient architecture. There you have something from 2,000 years ago. Or in France you have something from 4,000 years ago. You feel the vibes in that. You can go down a street like Broadway here, and I swear I feel tuned into ghosts and into, like in Times Square, I feel in old Times Square, I really feel a mystical, something's going on that we don't understand, that I'm sensing in the subtle world. And I felt it on Broadway in Los Angeles. And you probably know what I'm talking about, and you know more about this than me.
I just saw this documentary that I'm in. First time I've seen myself on the big screen. It's called Exit: Life After Porn. And it's the stories of all these porn stars after they've left the industry. And
where can I see that?
I'm not sure it's out. It premiered at this film festival is where I saw it. And what I was struck by was how all the women look pretty haggard, but the men seem just refreshed by all the boinking that they've done.
Well, Veronica Hart looked pretty good last night, I must say. She looked great. But yeah, women age worse than men, don't they?
Yeah.
They get to have all their power and their persuasive power and their influence when they're in their 20s, and they get to shit on us then, and then come around, we get to be in our 40s and 50s and we're still going strong, and you know, that's the balance right there. Women have all of their power when they're young, and then they become what they call mentors. Mentoring.
So what do you love and hate about growing older?
And personally, just for me, I feel stronger than I've ever felt physically. The only thing I can't do is sprint. But strength-wise, I'm stronger. As a boxer, I'm better. I don't like seeing bags under my eyes. I don't like losing hair and having a bald spot. I hate that. But that's very superficial, isn't it?
Yeah.
The obvious cosmetic things are, you start to look older and you don't like that at all. And that's a very egotistical thing.
And what do you like about it?
You get better. You can, if you want to. If you try, if you want to, you can get better at life. Are we on Broadway yet? No.
We're on Olive. Where's Broadway? Maybe it's one over.
You get better at life as you get older if you study life.
Right.
You can get better at everything you do as long as you maintain your health, physical health, so that stuff that gave you trouble when you were in your 20s or 30s, that gave you anguish, that lots of little piddling things that maybe took up too much time, you've mastered that. You learn lots of tricks as you get older and how to just be better at all aspects of life, except maybe being an athlete. And I feel like in my case, in many ways, I'm a better athlete now, except I can't run as fast. But so what? So you run slower and you can run longer.
Is there anything that your parents told you when you were a kid that you thought was stupid that you've now, in retrospect, come to see?
Yeah, lots
wisdom?
of stuff. God knows what I'm telling my child. I try and tell her as little as possible so that we won't look back and say, well, what did my father tell me? He would tell me stuff like, if I didn't refuse to eat a banana that was bruised, he said, Josh, a bruised banana is man's best friend. Lots of crazy advice. Yeah, they told me things that were wrong. All parents tell their kids things that are wrong. But what really is wrong and what is right? It's all, do we really know what the ultimate answer is to anything? We don't. We're not even sure anymore if 2 and 2 equals 4. Somebody may prove that it doesn't someday.
You must be pleased with the reception to Black Cracker. Everything I've read has been rapturous.
Yeah, people are going nuts over it.
Yeah.
I just wish it would start to critical mass and that people start buying it, because it's only on Amazon right now. It's too hot to handle for the stores, as you saw.
Yeah.
But that'll change. It'll start getting into stores little by little, and it's the best thing I've ever done. I don't know if I can ever top that. And I'm curious to know if you do take a look at it.
Yeah. I'm about a quarter of the way through, and it is superb. It's a riveting read. What kind of mental space do you do your best writing work in? What's going on?
Late at night. Yeah. Late at night when the phone stops ringing, when everyone else is asleep, so you can get into. Your concentration doesn't break as often. You can't do that during the day with the doorbell ringing, the phone ringing, kids running around. You just can't do it. So I have to wait till after midnight till everything's quiet. And that's when the only time I seem to be able to work.
And what do you think your next book will be?
I know what I want it to be. I don't know if I'll ever be able to do it, because of you have to be like a thief to do a book. If Black Cracker's able to sell enough copies to warrant to my family that I can continue doing it. Every album, every book feels like this could be the last time I ever get to do this.
Yeah.
I don't know that I'll have this job tomorrow morning and be blessed with the months, the years it would take to do an album or a book for me.
Yeah.
You just don't know, and it has to do with commercial, financial reasons. I'm dying to do a few more albums, but I can't right now. And the next book that I want to do, because I don't like to do other people's books. I really seem to need to do my own stuff. It's the only thing I can do. I know what it is, and I know it'll take me 5 years at least. I don't know if I'll get that 5 years, ever.
Yeah.
But maybe I will, if I get lucky.